Oh, hey there. Welcome to the Close Friends List podcast. We're so excited to have you here. You've been added to our close friends list. Before we jump into this episode and start yapping and gabbing, wanted to stop by and let you know that you can find us on social media at Close Friends List Pod. You can find us on TikTok, Twitter, Insta, Spotify, YouTube, and anywhere else with podcast platforms. We're so excited to see you online and hope to be added to your close friends list. Let's get into this episode.
Welcome back to the Close Friends List podcast with your host,
Katie.
That's
Are we doing that again? Katie, Aaron.
Yeah, we go in order, right? Okay.
We haven't done that in a while.
Okay.
I don't
Since
think
one of your last episodes, but you introduced all three of us that
Okay,
time.
yeah, that's right. I thought we
Yeah.
would do our own intros, but that's okay. Unpopular opinion maybe, but I think everyone should introduce themselves.
Okay,
What's your take?
sure.
Should you be introduced or should you introduce yourself?
The people know
I think
us.
it depends on the situation, but also for this podcast, I think people know. The people who know, know.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
True. But what they don't know is, how was your week this week?
Mm.
I'm just coming with the segues, baby.
First of all, I love it. Secondly, I've had a time this week. This
Okay.
week,
Ooh,
I
do
went
tell.
to, I know, usually I'm like, it's nothing, I'm bored, blah, blah, blah. But this week, I went to, check this, Great Wolf Lodge.
Okay, when I saw you there, I was like, what is she doing?
Me and three of my friends here in California were like, we just want a little like girly pop staycation moment.
At Great Wolf.
And the gag is we were supposed to do this in August, but then one of them was like, wait, is there anything to do at Great Wolf Lodge besides like the water park, basically? And we were like, there are other things, but no, that's the main thing. And she was like, okay, well, we'll need to change it because I'm getting a tattoo the week before. I was like, oh, so you didn't have that on your calendar after I asked you 17 times and was like, is this okay with everyone? Yes, yes, yes. Is this okay with that? Yeah, anyway. So here we are. Halloween weekend at Great Wolf Lodge, and it was a fun time, but there were so many people there, and I don't know why I didn't expect there to be so many people, but it was so crowded, but it was a good time. We had a blast. What else did I do? Oh, the Dodgers won the World Series.
They did.
So I've been watching those games, repping it up. One of my icks is related to that. So we'll get to that little tea later.
Do you claim Los Angeles now? Do you claim LA now?
I claim it, but I'm like, I can't I know I'm a transplant. I know that I'm not from LA. And I don't claim that, but I'm like, I do love LA so much, and I think I do belong here. So I'm like, I love LA. So
you can claim
there's
it.
people who don't even live there that are claiming it. So
Yeah.
I feel like
absolutely.
You've been there a
But
while.
yeah, it's been
I'm definitely like, I love their soccer team. I love their baseball team. I have a Kings hat. So
you got an LA Kings hat?
I've had an LA Kings hat for
Adia might be trying to buy that off you.
Oh yeah, let me see that thing.
It's like just the black one, and it says LA Kings on it.
I might have to see that.
Bring it to the
show it
hockey
to you.
game in December.
Yes, bring it with you. Well, awesome. Okay, yeah.
funny.
What else did you do?
But yeah, I mean, besides work, I went out to a bar to watch it and the game and
What
one of the
did
games,
you
and then
do at Wolf Lodge? Because I'm interested in it. Like,
Wait, you've never been?
I've never been, but
Okay.
I've seen.
I went one single time to the Williamsburg one.
Okay,
and
yeah.
then I was like, those were some of my best memories.
Okay, the crazy
and then
thing
I was
is
like,
same. I went to a birthday party in high school. We were like 16, and it was an amazing time.
it's a vibe. Like you
yeah.
literally, like you wake up, the rooms are nice. You wake up, they have a like breakfast buffet or a Dunkin' there. Like you're just living your life. And then you're like, okay, well, guess I'll go chill at the water park. And then everything is on these like wristbands they give you. So like you can pay that way. You can sign into your car, like a hotel
Almost
room
like a
that way,
cruise,
like
except
everything.
the hotel, I feel like.
I might have to take
So
a trip
yeah,
there.
it's a vibe. It's
Yeah.
definitely like obviously geared towards families, and there were so many like just children
That's
running
a nightmare,
around.
though.
But
Yeah.
you know, you have kids, so it's like
Like I
that's
said, it's a
okay.
nightmare.
Something to look into.
you're
Yeah.
supposed to be there.
Yeah, I forget. Damn.
But yeah, no, it was very fun.
Nice.
How was your week?
Yeah.
Let's say I'm barely hanging on.
Shit.
There you
I'm
go.
Every week.
I know it's every
know,
week, and
I
I feel
know.
like things should be looking up, but like I'm barely hanging on by a thread. So
Well, the HVAC situation.
that's
that,
a whole
Yeah.
thing in
that is
itself.
already.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that my dad was like, "Well,
Please.
gonna have to take out a loan or something. They're gonna have to finance it." I'm like, "Thank you,
When
Dad."
parents start making comments, you know you're
yeah,
like,
I'm like,
shit.
I don't like. You're not helping me
Yeah.
with this. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? Like,
Yeah,
that's
I'm literally already about to start crying. Like, please
Right.
stop.
That's the
Like,
last thing
you're
I
making
need.
it worse.
The last thing. So yeah, there's that, and then yeah, it's just been I don't know. It's just been like a week. I feel like it's I'm applying for a second job at Planet Fitness for a nighttime front desk.
Honestly, I thought about doing that.
Just because I want to sit, if I can sit at a desk and do something,
yeah,
I'm
I
already
mean-
up on TikTok anyway, so I might as well like
Exactly.
make money. So yeah, I'm doing
A
that.
little part-time situation.
Signed up
Absolutely.
to donate plasma, so I'm going to start doing that.
That's rough.
I'm in the trenches.
Yeah.
I'm when I
Yeah.
say it's gotten to the point where it's like I'm in the trenches for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah. Agreed. Same.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm donating plasma, and you can do that every 7 days. So I will
Yeah.
be at that donation center
Okay,
every
just like
week.
quickly send me the link for that.
No, yeah, no, literally, like they.
I'm
I
not
think they
joking.
said,
That
like,
was a haha. But
no, they said up to $800. Like
mean,
you can go
yeah.
like a month. Like you can get
hello.
like a lot, and people are there like clockwork. You just sit there. So
Well, and they
Yeah.
do that all day long. So, I mean, it's not like, you know, when you go to the doctor and they like prick you 100 times, you're like, please just let me go home. Like,
Yeah.
they know what they're
Yeah.
doing. They can
Yeah.
find your vein.
They give you a comfortable
know.
chair, a blanket. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you just chill. So I'm like, yeah, I might as well make some money there. So
They
yeah,
got snacks there, do you know?
I don't know, but
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna bring like
Maybe like a cookie,
bag.
like,
yeah.
yeah.
So and then I got photos coming up. So yeah, I got concepts of a plan to
Okay.
get all my stuff in order. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a week. I've been hanging on.
Yikes.
Mm.
And
Still alive,
holidays.
barely breathe. Oh my gosh, no.
It's too much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gotten to the point now where my last day of work, I have to shift it because I guess my job is like, they don't do like the 2-week difference pay. Like, you know, when you leave some jobs and you're like, oh, I still have another check coming. Like after I leave, like, no,
okay.
they pay you like,
Well, like they would pay, like most places will pay on the next pay period after
Yeah,
you leave,
yeah.
but they're
Yeah.
gonna not do
no,
that.
like they pay you
Interesting.
like that. The week that you worked was like that time.
Do you get paid out your PTO?
No, because it's unlimited PTO.
That's a scam.
Ugh.
Whenever
know,
I hear
I know.
unlimited PTO, I'm like, I'm actually not interested.
now it
because,
is. Yeah. Before I'm like, oh, sick. But now I'm like, I don't have a
because
payout
you never
for PTO.
use it as much as you expect
Yeah.
to, but then
Yep.
you also don't get it paid out at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, it's taxed,
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah.
But the
So-
also the other scam on the other side of that is when you have to like acquire hours of like PTO. Like that's a scam. Like why do I not just have a a set
set.
10 days of
Yeah.
like
Oh.
already PTO already? Like
we acquire.
that's a
but
scam too.
It's
Yeah.
not ever
Yeah,
an
so-
issue. I feel like, or whatever. But
I've been just doing a lot of math this week, and
yeah,
I'm just not with it. So
Yeah.
the math is not looking right.
it's not.
I'm
It's
sorry
not
to
adding
hear.
up. No, it's not adding up. Literally, literally. So
right, right.
yeah. So well,
Unfortunately, like similar vibes, except not money related. Just like I like it's a good thing we did this today. I almost texted you guys like I'm not sure if I'm in the
I
mood,
was
you know what I mean?
100% same.
Yeah, but
Hence me
then-
being late.
Yeah.
I was driving here and I was like, well, I may not have left my house in the last 4 or 5 days. Like I've gone to the store and like on a walk to the library, but like I haven't done anything. Like I'm just I walk to the library and I come home and I'm like just there. So it's like
Yeah.
I dream of that.
low-key a little depressing probably. Like,
That's me most days except for
Well,
this like past week.
I mean,
I'm like
same, but there's usually
just sitting.
some sort of like I'll go to the movie, just like something
Yeah.
to break it up. But
Yeah.
like, there's just been nothing. We did vote on Saturday. It took us 2 hours.
What?
2 hours. Yes, we got there. It started at 9 and we got there at 9 because you never know what the line's going to be
Yeah.
like. So I was like, maybe we should go earlier. Like, but then if there's no line, I'm going to feel like a fool being there at like 8 o'clock or whatever.
8:50, like
Yeah. So we got there at 9. Line was backed out the neighborhood, the parking lot full. I was shocked, but we had committed. We didn't know it was going to be 2 hours, but also once you're in line, it's one of those things.
If you're in line, stay in line.
Exactly.
That's what they say.
Exactly.
So I mean, we
That
didn't have
is.
anything planned, so it was like we'll just stay, I guess. But that was a whole thing.
Damn.
What else? Okay, I've been reading Jane Eyre this week. Part of the depressing, I think. The first 200 pages, terrible. I'm like, okay, this is silly. I read it for the first time when I was 10. So I'm like, I'm reading and I'm like, why is it so boring? 10-year-old me would not have been reading this if it was like this. And then I got to page like 250 and shit's ramping up and now I'm like 400 in, like things are going.
Nice.
So I'm like, I see how we got here, but it was definitely like a rough moment.
Let's
I'm like,
go.
Right.
what is happening here?
How many pages is it?
660.
Oh.
It's like small pages, so I think it's not really 660, but it's like a 25-hour audiobook, I think. Something like that. I don't know.
I need to get back into, I haven't been reading this past week and I'm just like, because I was busy, but I need to get back into my Count of Monte Cristo read because I was 25% in and then I said, I'll be back to you.
I keep seeing like videos about that because like now I'm getting kind of classic book stuff and on TikTok and I'm like, I can't do Count of Monte Cristo. I don't think it's just so
It
much
was like
longer.
my favorite book.
There's
You
so
know,
many
it's insane. It was
characters.
my favorite book in high school, but then I'm like, I definitely read the abridged version. Like I wasn't out here reading
Okay,
1,100 pages. Like,
Right,
and the abridged version is still 500 pages. So it's like,
crazy.
Anyway,
Our
yeah.
brains back then.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I was
Zooming.
when I started it, I was like, I liked this book in 4th grade. So like, what's the tea? And the gag is it just kicks off after like 40% in. You just need to set the groundwork. But anyway, the other crazy thing that's like taken over my timeline this week is that there's been some drama in the Interview with the Vampire fandom. It's bad, ladies. It's not good.
No.
So there are some fans who they cosplay on TikTok as some of these characters actually.
Okay.
They pretend to be some of these characters and they have like kind of large followings. So they ended up planning a little trip. I guess they're from England and they planned a trip to New Orleans to visit some of the sites. Well, it's rough.
Uh-oh.
In the book, the main character, Louis, is white. In the show, he's black. Like they have cast Jacob Anderson as Louis. But I guess there's a white Funko Pop that exists of this character because like generally like that was canon. So they had one and they took it to a plantation in Louisiana and took photos and then posted about like, oh, this is our priority, like taking these photos. That's not even the end. That's not, like, that in itself is already like, what the hell? And they're not all white fans either. That's the other crazy thing. It's like, anyway. So then they posted that they later in that same day went to a haunted plantation tour. Hello? Like,
why would
New
you wanna
Orleans
be
is
haunted
haunted
by-
everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything is haunted in New Orleans.
Oh my
Why would you
gosh.
go to a
Yeah, that's
plantation?
the worst
Yeah.
place to be haunted.
Yes, exactly. And they're like doubling down. They're like, it's bad.
This is insane.
Eventually they did apologize, but it was like too late. You know what I mean? Because like they were sort of trying to make it okay. They were like, and here's like some of the history, and it's like, but you're not doing no. And then there was another weird thing that they did. They went to one of the churches that's like closed to the public, made friends with one of the caretakers, and they let them in to like see the church, and they like took photos and like staged like a whole scene for the whole thing. So it has been literally thousands and thousands of tweets about it. It's all over my timeline, and I'm like, I need to know everything about the situation because
Absolutely.
I just don't understand like the whole thing. Like they're now claiming like we're English, we did not know the stop.
It's
it's
Stop
so
it.
silly. It's so silly. And it's just like, and people were like tagging the show, and they're like, because I guess these fans had been in the past like promoted by the show, or like had done interviews with people that were like involved in the show. So I guess they were like semi-involved or whatever. But they were like, you need to call them out, or it's like, come on, that is not their
They're doing too much.
That is not their job. But
Wow.
it's been definitely like an interesting time. Everybody's coming out of the woodwork for condemning these girls, and it's just wild. I've never seen it's like, oh, it's true.
That is crazy.
It's like,
I mean,
one girl posted an apology and then was getting reamed, and so she made another one and then
Oh my
deactivated.
gosh.
It's been like, I mean,
not the
Not
deactivation.
deactivated.
it's like, I just don't understand what made you think any of this was a good idea. It's not a love or an ick, which is why I was gonna put it there, but then I was like, I don't love or
I mean,
hate
it consumed
it.
your
Like,
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's just like, ugh, yikes.
Big yikes.
Nothing like fandom drama, I tell you that.
No, there really is
Truly.
nothing
It's always
like it.
like so
There
outlandish.
really-
Like it's never just
And
regular.
it's so niche, and you're just like,
No, that's the thing.
okay, I
It's
sound
like,
crazy, but this
like,
and this and this and it.
y'all
You're
could have
like,
done anything in New Orleans, and you took a white slave-owning Funko Pop to a plantation. Like what?
Not
and the
even a
character,
Funko Pop,
Yeah.
too.
Well,
Like,
literally,
that's
so crazy.
such a joke.
In the show, this man's a black man who's like living through the Jim Crow era in Europe. It's like it's just like you know,
So tone deaf.
you know, like this
Yeah.
is not completely out of the sphere of your knowledge. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. They're adults too. They're not like 16-year-old girls. Like whatever. It's
Yikes.
crazy. I need to know more. Some girl was like, I'm gonna take the rest of this trip to like keep learning, and someone was like,
Huh?
the
You
rest of the
didn't-
trip.
You should have done that before.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You can't come back from that, you know?
honestly,
Anyway.
it's just like crazy when you see people go on vacation to like different parts of the world, and then they like 0% look up at all like
Well, that's
anything
the
about
thing.
that
I mean,
specific place.
I've been to New Orleans. There's 100 haunted tours you can take that
Yeah.
are not
Oh,
on
absolutely.
plantations. They're just, you know, down the street of
Exactly.
Bourbon Street, or I mean, they're literally everywhere. Every single street corner is haunted in New Orleans, or they, you know,
Yeah.
will make it up. So it's like, who cares?
Exactly.
Why did you go
Exactly.
there? Well, we know why.
They
But
said, you know what we need to do? Go to a plantation.
literally.
So
Go eat the food. Go do something else. Like, there's so
Exactly.
much to do.
seriously.
Speaking of them being villains in real life,
Yes.
someone has a question for us this week.
Yes. Our question of the week, our QOTW. Who is your favorite villain and why? It can be a fictional person. It can be a real person. I can go first.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I have a fictional person. I have a real person. So my fictional person is Anakin Skywalker.
I knew that's why you even
I knew
wrote
you were
this
going to say
question.
that.
because
I
like
knew you were going to say
I
it.
Yeah.
just don't, unpopular opinion for him, I don't think he's a villain. Like, I know people are like, okay, he like killed a bunch of kids and like, you know, he strangled his pregnant wife and like he did all those things. Yes, very true. But like at the core of it all, the reason behind those things was because he was trying to save, you know, just eternal damnation essentially for like, he's trying to say, he's so far ahead. He's trying to save what he's going to do in the future. And it's just above a lot of people's heads. And I feel like at the core of it all, you know, when he's becomes Darth Vader, sure, he's definitely a villain. But Anakin Skywalker, before he becomes Darth Vader, is not a villain. This is a hill I will die on. I mean, the youngling things,
That one's tough to overlook, I
It's-
think. But
Yeah.
rough. But he was just following what he thought was right to save Padme. You know, like, I mean, we can
Oh my
really
God.
go into the
Sorry.
depths of it, but like,
no, he really copied from Dune. Paul Atreides started a whole like jihad across the whole universe to try to save his
what was written first?
Dune.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Frank Herbert almost sued George Lucas for
Really?
yeah, for Star
Ooh, tea.
Wars. Yeah. He's like talked about it before, but when you just said that, I was like, wait, that's exactly the plot of Dune, because he was trying to
That's
save his
juicy.
concubine.
Yeah, he was trying to save Padme from dying in childbirth,
Yeah.
which he ended up.
Okay, she also
Creating.
died in childbirth with twins.
Yeah.
Yeah. George Lucas
That's
copied Star Wars.
wild.
He copied Star Wars, or copied Dune. That's
That's crazy.
Well, end of the day,
Anyway,
Anakin and
yeah.
Paul are not villains.
look, they're just selfish, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You can have a multifaceted human.
Thank you. Exactly.
We all have multitudes, as
Yes.
Blake Lively would say.
That's true. So that's my fictional. My non-fictional. Non-fictional.
Yeah. Yeah.
My real.
Well,
my real
yeah.
person.
You could just say real. Yeah.
Okay, because non-fictional doesn't sound real. My real villain, Wendy Williams.
Yes. that lady is a villain.
She's a villain. She's a menace.
chaotic.
She's all of the things that I
Yeah.
would also be if I was a talk show host.
Absolutely.
But I can't hate her for it. I'm sorry. I just can't. Please clap
No.
if you care.
Death to all.
Death to Jamie Spears. I'm sorry. I love her.
Yeah.
I love her. And
she's an icon.
she's an icon. And even seeing how her health has been declining, she's still that bitch. I don't know if you guys have seen any clips of her talking with Black China, but she is still that bitch. She's herself through and through, even with mental deterioration, whatever. So yeah, she's my favorite villain. I gotta say, for
That's
sure.
iconic.
I will definitely back her up.
Yeah, that one's real. Do you have one, Aaron?
Well, I thought of a fake villain. I was like, what do I love musicals? Who do I love in these musicals? Miss Hannigan from Annie. She's crazy,
Ooh.
but I love her. She's like the character who she is. Obviously not that she's like hurting these children, trying to block Annie from getting a sugar daddy, but she wants a sugar daddy for herself.
Right.
So can you blame her for at least that part,
As she should.
trying to get the money herself?
I get it. Listen, I'm almost there.
I'm 2 steps away from being there. So
Yeah.
Let's see. I think
What
I
about
have
you,
a
Katie?
real one. I don't know how redeeming she is, but from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Jen Shaw.
Oh.
I loved her on the show because she's such an interesting person. She's definitely a villain on the show, but she, at the end of season 1, I think it was, gets arrested by the FBI on television.
That's insane.
That is
that's incredible.
That's the best piece of reality TV I've ever seen in my life. When the feds rolled up and they caught it all on camera.
What was she arrested for?
Okay, this is why I don't know if there's redeeming. She was scamming old people. She
That's
had
the worst crime.
exactly. exactly. So she had this phone scam where I guess they would call old people. I don't know if she must have had a
not
business.
phone phishing.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. She must have had a business because there's no way she was doing it
good
herself.
call,
You know what I mean? But
In Minions.
yeah, so she was doing that, and now she's in prison. She's getting out in a couple years. I think I
Damn.
saw she'll be back for season 8 of Real Housewives. So what does that give
That's
us?
incredible.
2027ish.
Oh shoot. She's
Okay.
doing time. She's in the clink.
No, she is, and you know who's there with her? The girl who started Theranos. They're friends in prison. Elizabeth, is it
Elizabeth, yeah.
They're
I was
friends.
gonna say Warren.
Oh.
There's photos of the two of them
That is
talking.
insane.
Yeah, so
They're both.
what are they cooking up in there?
Scammers, you
know what I mean? Yeah.
Scammers gonna scam.
What are they cooking up in there?
Oh.
But I guess just generally I love any reality television villain, but recently Salt Lake City's just been pumping out
Yeah.
some villains. So
That's
although are
true.
they really villains?
No.
Mary Cosby is crazy, but I love her. Lisa Barlow. I love them all. They're not
Yeah.
really villains. Except Jen Shaw is a villain.
Yes.
Again, I don't know if there's anything
Yeah.
redeeming about any of
Yeah,
that.
you can't scam kids and you can't scam old people.
Exactly.
Those are off
know.
limits for
Those are the
crime.
lines.
For crime. You know?
It's crazy because
Yeah.
I would love to know, and I'm sure we'll find out one day, what was the the motivation? Because obviously it was money, but it's they were rich already. Her husband's a
Yeah.
college
That's why you're a
basketball
real
coach or
housewife.
something.
You have to
Yeah.
be some sort of wealthy.
Exactly. So it's just kind of interesting. Girl, what? What are you
That's
doing?
wild. The FBI.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wild.
when they showed
The
up, I
FBI,
was
not just like a couple police officers, like the full
Literally.
FBI. Like that's
they were like going on a
insane.
ski trip, and then the rest of the housewives still went, and like Lisa Barlow was like on the phone with her lawyer trying to make sure like she's not going to get in trouble, and she's like, I'm shaking, and she's like, she
I love that.
forgot she was mic'd.
Just
She's,
like in the
talking.
corner.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
crazy.
gosh.
It's
That's
crazy.
so
'Cause
funny.
they don't know what the feds were looking for her for. They just
Yeah.
said we're looking for Jen Shaw, and they're like, we don't know where she is. She just left
Yeah.
because somebody tipped her off that they were coming.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it was.
I see. I
That's
did see
It
that
was
crazy.
clip.
good. It was good, but
That's juicy.
it was juicy for sure.
But those might be, unpopular opinions since they're villains who we love. But like, let's bring back our hater episode, unpopular opinion edition.
I have a quick hit one that I would just like to drop and then maybe move on from, but I don't know if you guys are
Sure.
going to agree. I never liked, but I'm also like so over John Mulaney.
Yeah.
He's all over my feed
100%.
because he's doing SNL this week, and I'm
Oh,
like,
God.
how do I
He's
block
there
him?
like every week.
How do I block him though? Like,
So my thing is, I liked John Mulaney before, and then his scandal obviously
Well.
happened, and then I just saw like more and more things that I was like,
yeah,
So now I'm agreeing with you. I don't like him.
But
Okay.
Olivia Munn.
she's at the scene of Too Many Crimes.
That's what I'm saying.
Casey Musgrave's
Yeah.
ex-wife or ex-husband.
Thank you.
Why was she
Yeah.
there?
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So, no hate to Olivia, but also,
Major hate.
A little.
but more to John, if we're honest.
Yeah,
like,
equally.
I didn't like
Equally.
him before, but it's just like I'm more over it than I didn't like him at the time when his scandal happened, but now it's like we're years out. They have like 2 kids
They
together.
do, yeah.
Like, just what are we doing?
Why are we still dragging this
Yeah.
along?
Exactly. He's not funny. Where he's over.
The only good role he played was like Porky Pig in the Spider-Man series.
Okay, and that script was written for him. So.
Exactly.
So
Porky Pig.
I'll give that to him.
That's really
That's so funny.
It's just top of
I-
my brain, you know.
He was like a nerdy character in The Bear, but
yeah. I liked that. That episode was wild
That-
to watch. High.
that episode that won like awards.
Yeah, it was
So-
a phenomenal episode. I was
Yeah.
terrified though. I thought she was screaming at me the whole episode.
Oh,
Like I was
yeah.
out of my mind, and I'm like,
I definitely had to break
should've
it up
turned that
and
off,
watch it.
I couldn't get up. Like I was
see.
scared. I was literally like frozen. Yeah, but it was a great episode. Damn.
So funny.
All right, take us away with your list.
I'll say one light one, vanilla scented things. I hate it. That may be an unpopular opinion, but I hate vanilla scented things.
Me too, because sometimes most of the time it's too strong and kind of chemically.
Yeah. Oh, mine's just like it's too sweet and kind of makes me want to throw up.
Oh, the taste or the smell?
No, the smell, like a
Okay.
candle, perfume, like
Wow.
something. I'm like, cut it off. But like a vanilla bean like cake, I could get down with, but that's flavor and not a scent.
I could see that. I could see that.
Vanilla's just taking over the market. You
It
know what I
is.
mean?
It's oversaturated.
It
yeah.
stays being taken over. Like
Yeah.
when we were like younger, it's like all the like girly pop things like Claire's and everything, they're selling it. And then now that you're older, they're like, try this vanilla, la la la. And I'm like, no, keep that away from me.
It does give like almost like cupcake type like scent to me.
Yeah. I would also add cupcake scented things into
Oh, it's too strong.
my
It's
list
too
of
much.
hate. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Well, are we going like one by one?
We can.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
See how things go.
Okay, so mine, I don't really know if it's an unpopular opinion now, but definitely for a while this was like a thing where people were advocating for it. I don't believe in 50-50 relationships.
Oh, okay.
Like
oh, okay.
financially, like and just work wise and like all that stuff. Like I don't believe in that. I think
So do you have a number or like, or, you know what I mean? Like,
this is the trad wife in me. I
Miss Nora Smith over here.
literally
Literally.
listen, I've lived both lifestyles. I've lived doing more than 50-50 with my ex, and then I've lived with having to do maybe like 10%. And that's the life for me. Like I don't think I could ever go back to in a world of providing
Yeah.
up to 50%. I think it's just wild. That's great. Like being taken care of, like financially should be a man's job. Like I don't want to work
Well, right.
to provide. Like I don't think women are meant to provide. Like 50-50 financially should not be a thing. And I'm all about equality. So like the women that want to do it, I love that for you. I love that you have the opportunity and the option to choose that. But like if someone was like, do you want to go back to the 1950s? No, listen, hold on.
Think about what you're about to say, Adia.
The 1950s model of a relationship of like the man goes to work, the lady stays home, she does all that stuff. Like that is my dream. Like
it's tough because you need the right person though.
Yes.
Because if you're living like that and they're like, you can't go outside, like that's an issue.
Absolutely.
You know
That's
what I
crazy.
mean? Like,
absolutely.
you can't have,
Like Scott provides
which was
for
definitely
me.
the issue in the 50s.
Yes,
where it's
like that was the thing.
Yes.
You're listening to me. Like,
It's not a dictatorship. Like that's
right.
not what I'm about.
No.
But it's like Scott does things for me
because he wants
he wants to, and in turn I do things for him that only I can do. Like you're taking the load financially off of me, so I'm taking the load in other ways off of you. Like it's a symbiotic relationship. Now this is just financially. I think there's other areas where it's like, oh, relationships, you have to be 50-50, like you put in the work, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like if we're talking about like owning a house, doing all that shit, I don't want to work to do that. I don't want
And this
to.
circles back to her HVAC, everyone.
I don't want to. Like why I don't want to do that at all. I'm not built for that. I want to live my soft, tried wife lifestyle with my 3 kids. And that's what I want to do.
Not for me, but I love that for you.
Yes.
I'm like,
I love the option.
I mean, I don't want to work, but also like, I'm also, I couldn't do it. I just like, I could not, like, I know people whose parents, like their mom did not know a thing about any of the loans they had.
That's what I
and
want.
it's like, I could not live in a world where I didn't know about, because like
where
the
you're
debt's
just
for both
blind,
of
just
us.
oblivious to
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like somebody once was like, oh, well, what about the student loans? And she's like, I don't know. Like I would
want to be so oblivious. Like I don't want to touch a single bill. I don't even want to know
Somebody's
have bills.
like, yeah, right, exactly.
Like
exactly.
She's just living in a world. Everything just keeps running.
That's
and
it. I want
she's just there.
I want to be that naive. I really do, because I feel like being a single mom, I've just been beaten down to my core about
you have been
grind
Well, you went from like one end to the
Exactly.
other end
Like
of the
you said,
spectrum where
more than
you had to be
50-50.
the 100%.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I'm done. Like I don't want to
And
do
that's
it.
so valid of you. Like I want you to have a break.
Thank you. And like it doesn't have to be forever, you know? Like I can,
You might in a couple years find you want to know
For
more.
like 5 or 10
That's what I'm
years. Like
saying.
I don't know.
But for the time being, I'm ready to wrap it up. I'm ready to wrap it up. And luckily, Scott thinks the same. So,
and that's what matters. And he's
There
not a
you go.
dictator. So that's, win-win.
yeah.
Exactly.
No, I remember there was a time when I like told Alex, like, look, buddy, this 50-50 thing, like, it actually has to be 50-50. It's like
well, that's
80-20.
what's tough, because you feel like you're being taken advantage, and it's like, all right, this is not actually 50. Like, it wears you down, like you said. So,
and I'm never going back to that. I love the tried wife lifestyle. What can I say?
I love that for you.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am going to move into, I have a book related one, or like a book talk related one. I know we went in deep last week about book talk, but there have been more and more videos coming on my feed that are like fetishizing books, like male, like
Gay?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know there was a name. I just thought it was just
and it's like
homoerotic.
these women are like only reading these books, and they're like only promoting these, and it's like it's giving fetishization.
Yeah,
like
I see.
it's one thing to like a genre and or like a trope or like a but like I was getting these videos because, like, you know, when you watch 5 or 10 seconds, TikTok thinks you want more of them. So I'm like, okay,
2
now
seconds.
now I've like seen 10 of this girl's videos on accident, but it's like
no,
every single video she's posting is about books, and like people are asking her in the comments about like certain, and it was giving very like weird energy, like I'm here for all types of books and all types of like, but when that's like the only
it's when
thing
they
you're
like
promoting,
start just like talking too much about it and like making it be like, oh, this is so good because just solely because it's and not like, oh, because like the love story is, or like something like
right, that's
the plot
thing.
is good, the whatever.
And it was
like
all very focused on like they are just books. Like it's not like this is a good or bad. Like it was just like, all right, here's 10 more. Here's 10 more. Like it wasn't like, because that's another thing. If like 5 of your favorite books just happen to be, you know, sure.
That's fine.
That's like a thing you like, I guess. Like, but it was just like I was getting really weird energy from the videos. Yeah. I'm like, something is not.
Yeah, it's just like
here.
how people talk about it and not like.
Exactly.
If you get too intense about it, you're like, okay, this is becoming something way different for you than just recommending a book to me.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, it's just giving more like general, like, oh, I can like, you know, books with vampires generally, and it could be it could be it could be like it doesn't, but it's like vampire books, you know, but
it was just giving
like I like is like
it just felt very like
fetishy,
harsh. And it was giving me like really creepy energy. I was like, I don't know why you're wording it this way, but it's giving like I might block you.
Okay, my next one. Unpopular opinion, I hate the winter time. I hate cold weather. I am a spring and summer and early fall girly. Like it's getting cold here. I hate it. I hate having to like wear a jacket if I'm going out and then like take it off, hold that, everything. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
So I hate cold weather.
I feel like we've talked about this because like I'm a summer girl.
Probably.
Yeah. Like unpopular opinion for some, but
like
not on
80
this
degrees
podcast.
today, and I'm like lit. Not lit, but lit.
Like lit because I don't want it to be cold, but also like
what
not
the
lit
fuck's
because
going on?
it was 40
it's
degrees.
November.
Yeah.
I'm not like let's change wintertime to like hot weather, but I'm like when it's those months, I'm significantly happier.
Well, I will say now that I don't have a working heater, I'm doing pretty good. If the winter's like this, I don't think I need a new HVAC.
Honestly, there you go.
You know, that's true.
See you in 2 weeks, like snow on the ground.
No, literally. I'm just
like crazy.
Space heater, right?
I have 3.
Okay, yeah. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
1 in each room, yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You don't work from home. You'll be okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Literally.
But the only thing is, I can't pre-warm up my house like I used to. So it's fucking freezing when I come in, and then I'm just in my room in a blanket, and Feeney's like, why is it cold? I'm like, oh shit.
Put on another jacket.
You're like, oh, my child.
Literally, yeah. So,
so funny.
Whoops. Okay, my next one here. So, as much as I love Canada, one thing I do not like is the Canadian tuxedo. Denim does not go on denim.
Interesting.
Your unpopular opinions today are crazy.
Too many times the denim will be a different denim. Okay. I cannot stand that. Like I get, okay, maybe the denim was cut from the same lane. Like it's a coordinating set. Okay.
A co-ord. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I could do that. It's the same denim, but people that wear a dark blue denim jean with a light blue denim jacket deserve jail time because what are you doing?
I can't co-sign.
Canadian
I'm sorry. I can't do it.
No.
I personally can't co-sign that.
Joe Jonas wore a Canadian tuxedo at one of the shows, and I was
livid.
You
reported him.
I'm sure you were.
I was so upset that I paid tickets, and these were good ass tickets, and he wore such an atrocious outfit, and it was like cut off. It was a cut off vest, denim vest, and denim. Even just thinking about it gets me fuming. Like,
yeah,
denim on denim is not a look. It's not. Show me one picture where someone looks good wearing a Canadian tuxedo.
I love them all, so I can't pull from my head. I don't
it's
even.
horrible.
Yeah, I don't have one off the top
Me
of my
neither.
head.
Are you in agreement with her, Aaron, or what's the vibe here?
I feel like,
or like depending.
sometimes I'm in the middle because I feel like
Okay.
sometimes it works. Like I don't know if I feel like a Canadian tuxedo is just not my vibe, but if I see someone wear it, I'm not like, ugh, yeah, kind of thing. Yeah.
I'm crossing.
And
the
sometimes
street.
I'm like, oh, that looks good. Don't know if it would look good on me, but like, so
I'm judging your character if you wear a mixed match
Okay.
Canadian tuxedo because
good to know.
I found Lewis Hamilton in one, and he looks good, but the
Lewis
picture's blurry.
Hamilton.
The picture's blurry.
Let's see it.
Well, it's blurry. I can't find another one, but
Why did I think Lewis? Oh, I'm thinking of Lewis Capaldi. Oh, you're like Katie. You're pulling up Lewis Capaldi.
You're like, that's a joke.
no, the F1 driver.
No, Lewis Hamilton, the hot
Okay,
F1
yeah.
British driver.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Lewis. Let me see if I can find a better photo.
That's so funny.
It looks good on him.
Like
Kanye and Julia did it. They looked good.
I'm looking at this woman who has like one on, and it's like a darker shirt with lighter pants.
I hate
She
that.
looks good.
So matching denim. Okay, pass. I'll give a pass depending on how the fit is, but two different denims.
Like you hate this?
I truly do.
She hates.
That's crazy.
I truly
this fit
do.
Is fitting for
I
me.
mean, it's not
I
like
need you to send me the.
yeah.
it's not the worst, but also I personally wouldn't do it.
You know what? It's an unpopular opinion.
It is.
So
It is.
Yeah.
that's what we came here for.
Yeah.
You went the distance on that one today. 'Cause
Listen, I've been
did.
holding on to that one.
that's crazy.
For a while.
I love that.
Uh-oh.
I low-key love I whenever I see someone with one, I'm like, that's the vibe. I don't know who this Aaron Rodgers, I hate that man, but he's got 3 on.
That's horrible.
in a bolo.
That is he looks
Oh my
insane.
gosh.
He
Okay.
looks insane.
Bottom down, he looks good.
Oh, Lewis Hamilton looks so good.
You see what I'm saying? Lewis Hamilton looks
Hello.
good. Anyway,
Yeah, no, I just can't do
I'm
it.
gonna be in this rabbit hole. I'm gonna look later now too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm here.
It'll
I'm
be
here
some
now.
of our like promo
Yeah.
picks. Like,
Yeah,
what are your
exactly.
thoughts on?
Please, yeah, because we need to take a poll on that one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So funny.
Okay.
I am wearing a denim dress tomorrow, though, to this conference.
I'm gonna clown you so hard. If
It's
you
a
post
dress,
it
though.
OOCD,
It's a dress.
it's the
cute.
same
It's all-
vibe.
It's
Same vibe.
Thank you.
a little. A little.
I have 2 Instagram ones I'm going to loop into one. And I think that
Okay.
this might be semi unpopular, at least for one of them. So the
Okay.
first one is, for some reason, I really have an aversion to when people are posting about their friends' weddings and use the song that's like, go into the chapel.
Oh, my gosh.
Literally every time I see it, I'm like, I'm going to report
That's
you.
me with some Taylor Swift songs that people use for their
Yeah.
wedding, and I'm like, stop it,
Yeah.
delete.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's just over. Like,
It's a big yikes.
I don't have anything else to say. The song sucks. I'm happy for you,
I'm
but not with the song. The
I'm not.
aversion, the full body reaction I have when that song comes on, it's like,
Oh my gosh,
I can't do it. So then, like,
That's so funny.
this is separate, but also on Instagram, which, I mean, we know I already hate Instagram.
We know you hate
I don't-
just
and I
in
feel
general.
like I might
Insta.
have talked about this, but maybe not. So there's like the popular Instagram stories things where you can like tap in, like you're like
Oh,
post your October. Sorry, I think you
Yeah.
guys did that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like that, those piss me off. Scott does them all the time.
I love those.
Whenever Scott
I
does
love
it, he
them
like
because I
will
love
say
looking through my
something to me.
pictures.
Well, that
Yeah.
one I like. Those are not as bad as like the. I wish I could think of it. Like someone.
I've
there's
seen
just silly
some
ones
that are like
tap in
so
the last photo of your
targeted.
dog or whatever. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah, those are
all right.
stupid.
I've seen some that are so targeted that are like, show us a picture of you in high school at a football game wearing
Yeah.
your class ring. Like, okay, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, that's what
but
I'm
I think the
saying.
like ones that are the months that are like, oh, you know, like October so far.
kind of
Like,
like
I
a
like
dump.
seeing
That's
what
fine.
people are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a dump. So I'm generally okay with those. Like I feel
Yeah.
like those are separate, but the ones that are like
Yeah.
tap it. Like, that's a perfect example, Erin. I feel like I've seen
Yeah.
that exact thing where it's like
Exactly.
Yeah.
a picture
It just
of
goes
you.
too far. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
random.
like you just wanted to post that photo. Like,
Yeah,
you didn't need
Exactly.
this whole
You had to
prompt.
search for that photo because that photo's not on your cell phone.
Right.
Like you had
Right.
to go ask your mom, ask your dad, like whoever to
Exactly.
send you that photo.
Doing
You just
too
wanted to
much.
post it, and you can just do that. You don't need a fake reason. You don't need to
Yeah.
tap in to do that. Those, whenever
Yeah.
I see them, God, I just hate it.
This unpopular opinion will be a hot topic for some in this room.
I feel like she always comes for me.
And I just hate most movies unless I'm looking. We knew that. But I'm just like, unless I'm like, it's a musical movie, like I'm looking forward to it, or I have some connection to it in my past. I hate most movies and I could not care less.
Oh my gosh.
You're not
But
alone.
that's
Shots
fine.
fired.
Scott hates movies too.
Love
That's why I go to the
that.
theater by myself.
There you go. See? It works
Exactly.
out. It works out.
Like I will be sat in the Wicked movie. Will I enjoy it? TBD. But I will be sat there because it's a musical movie.
A lot to be said about Wicked, unfortunately, already, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's okay.
But the dancing through life, we can't hate that.
So true.
I loved it. What I have been tuning into, and I'm like, should I go see this in the movie theaters? Gladiators 2.
Oh, I'm going to
seeing
see that.
IMAX,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like Denzel,
All of them.
Pedro,
Whole cast.
hello, like
it's gonna be
Ensemble.
good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
the
looking
trailer's
for it.
good. So,
the trailer. Yeah,
Yeah.
have either of you seen
So.
Gladiator 1? Okay. It's pretty good, but it's long too.
Mm-hmm.
I think the new one will be more
Historical
like,
pieces really just, it's either hit or miss for me.
yeah. I mean, it was good, but I think this one's gonna be like. I would not recommend you two go back and watch it because like you already don't
I
like
won't.
movies.
Yeah.
It's 2.5 hours,
have
and it's
2.5.
good,
Yeah.
but like. It's not gonna tie in necessarily to the first one, and if it
Yeah.
does, I'm sure they'll give us some context.
it's giving. I don't
and then-
need like to watch the first one. I can just go
Yeah.
in and watch the second.
I think they're gonna give us some context because they have mentioned like, is it Gerard Butler or Russell Crowe who's in the first one? God knows, I don't know.
Russell?
I think it's Russell.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Couldn't tell you, but they do mention his character already in the trailer for the next one. But I'm sure they will give us context. Is what I'm like. I seriously doubt they're gonna be like 20 years later, just a true sequel. You know? So yeah, IMAX highly recommend.
I'll be there.
See it on the biggest screen you
I'll
can.
be seated. I'll definitely be seated. Maybe to go to that 4D.
The 40X moment.
Yeah, just get really involved in
Just
all of
be
the
shaking
things.
while they're-
Shaking. There's water. There's
You're
you
gonna
know.
have to go to like DC for that. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
unfortunately, but
Oh man.
it might be worth it.
Okay, I'm trying to.
I just know we're about to fight again.
No, I don't think we're gonna fight.
I love it.
I'm trying to figure out how, like the best way to say this without being
Fair
like
enough.
offensive. I don't think that everyone should be allowed to have kids. I think there are people out there that should have to go do a survey, a check-in, do something before they procreate again. And I say this specifically about this family of 7 that's
Okay,
living
yep.
in the 1-bedroom apartment
Yeah, I
with
just
the
saw the
parents
video,
staying in their room and the 6 other kids staying in the living room on floor mats. Like
and they're like converting their dining room into
Yes.
like a bedroom.
at what point are you like, okay, you are doing too much? Like
She was bragging on TikTok about getting pregnant again.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I just think
Yeah.
there's got to be something in place, like not abortion, but like a more definitive preventative measure
because
of birth control that they have to take. Like
Well,
I
for
don't-
that instance specifically that you're referring to, it's like they are consciously choosing. So
Yes.
it's not like a
Yeah.
accident type situation.
Yes.
Like they're consciously.
Yes.
So like there should be
Yes.
some sort of
like I feel like there should be not a law, but like something
Just like mental health check to
Yeah,
like
maybe
see
like
if you're.
let's
Are you thinking about
reconsider.
having kids? Great,
you.
take this.
After
test.
3, I think you should really be like, okay, let's
I
figure this out.
I do think that is a bigger issue worldwide, maybe, I don't know,
Yeah.
or maybe American wide, because like think about people like the Duggars, and I know they're
Yeah.
an extreme example with 21 kids and counting, but you hear from the oldest siblings that are saying like, I was basically a parent at 8 years old, and it's like that is not a life for people, you know.
No.
So, and I know that's an extreme example, but you do kind of run into that once you get to more than 3, I'd say, because then you're already outnumbered, so you're gonna need more help, and you resort to your kids.
Like the ones that have them back to back to back, they have to be clinically insane. Like Phoenix is 3, and the thought of having newborn makes me just, I could not fathom the idea, let alone back to back to back. Like you need to get evaluated if you have that many kids and you keep deciding, you know, not like the people that get pregnant on accident, whatever. Like, no, I'm talking about the active, the active people that are like, you know what, this situation is shitty, I'm gonna have another kid. Like that's insane.
Because there's so many other things too with like raising kid is so expensive. Only rich people can really have more than 3 kids, I feel, or like with a quality of life in which like that is
My thing is just like, first of all, why do you want to have so many kids? But also like, do you what do you have time for? Like, what are you doing to where having sex is like the most important thing? Like, I just feel like there's so many ways to not get pregnant, you know? Like, if I already have 6 kids, the last thing on earth that I'm doing is having sex. The last thing.
Just in general.
In general.
I'm abstinent now.
Like, where are you finding the time? You have 6 fucking kids.
Yeah.
Well, the 3 older kids are watching the 3 younger kids.
Yeah,
so
you live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Like, why are you spending your time having sex? You need to go get a job. You need to go put that
get a
energy.
job so you can get a 2-bed, get a 3-bed. Like,
thank you.
Come on.
Like, it's not that hard to not have sex. That's all I'm saying. It's really not. You can't afford condoms. They're free. You know, like there's so many different, there's contraceptives. You could just be abstinent. I mean, I did. I had a purity ring. So I know. Okay. I've been in the trenches before.
It all circles back to the purity ring.
It is not that serious.
Internal bias.
Yeah. It is never that serious to have 7 kids. Okay. That's all.
I think that is so true.
Thank you.
I can't imagine. Like, I do think like, what is the purpose? You know,
like what are you getting out of this?
I get like a few, you know, like you want your kids to have friends or whatever. Like,
I
love having a sister. I think that's important. We're all siblings, but
and they're not even a Mormon. I think is even crazier.
Well, exactly. That's
like,
the
because
thing.
now you're really just doing it for no reason.
Even the Catholics, they don't believe in contraceptives, but these people are just out here actually like consciously. It's not like God's will. It's like they're like, let's do this. Like,
and they deserve jail. So that's all I'm saying. If I ever got more than 3 kids, please institutionalize me, because something's wrong. Something is wrong. So
it would have to be like you have triplets. Like it's not. It's like you wouldn't consciously do it.
That's what I'm saying. Even then, who knows? All 3 might have to do a parent trap situation, because that's crazy. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I can't imagine having 3 kids at once. Like,
no, absolutely not.
It would make you crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But also, I just can't imagine having children, period. But we move on.
I still can't, and I have a whole one. Like, it's wild.
Yeah. Anyway, next hot take.
Anyway.
I'm going to stand my truth. I think we'll all agree on this one. I'm a hater of a certain podcast that puts out the same exact content as us, but has blown up, and we haven't. I'm not going to bait them out.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm a hater.
Like, what's going on?
And the crazy thing is, like, some of our promo videos are almost word for word. And it's not that we are copying them or they're copying us. These videos are posted within the same 2 days of each other.
Literally. Well, some of them, we've had some videos that have been out on the planet Earth, and then like a couple months later, like the exact same videos, like, and from different episodes of ours, but like exact same videos like of theirs have popped up. And I'm just like, What's the truth
Like,
here?
what's going on?
And their quality is not that different from
No.
ours.
No.
Like
We're
Oh.
trying to figure out what's the deciding factor here. Like,
Yeah.
what's the difference? And it's just not adding up.
Exactly.
because some of them,
So-
I think it might have been maybe the March 25th one. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
literally word for word,
Word
almost the
for
exact
word.
same. And it's just like,
And-
that's just fangirl talk, I feel
Yeah.
like, you know, so like we all.
Exactly. But I was like,
Have a common conscience,
what's
but-
the tea here? Anyway.
I agree.
So.
They're about to be blocked. No, I'm kidding.
No, literally. Like,
And I will. If more things pop up that are the exact same, I will be blocking them on all
Mentally, I can't keep
platforms.
doing this.
that's true.
I literally can't.
Yeah. You know, I feel like I'm gonna get hate for this, but it's fine.
Yours today really are like.
Yeah.
Are
I've
crazy.
been- Okay. So,
But these are unpopular opinions,
yes,
so
thank
it's
you.
okay.
unpopular opinion. There's definitely a level, a range to this unpopular opinion, but I think that two things can happen at the same time. I think someone can be a shitty person and they can also make great music. It is unfortunate that is the case, but I think those two things can be true. I was listening to Morgan Wallen
Of course you were. Of course you were.
and I'm sitting here like, you know, what would get me to stop listening to this man?
That's the question.
Because it's banger
is.
after banger after banger. So I'm thinking like, what would he have to do for me
it's
to
not
be,
say
for-
the N-word. It's not.
I would love to know, actually, Adia. Have you really considered this?
What is the line that you're about to draw? Because
Because I'll keep an eye out for his behavior.
yeah,
And it just dawned on me, like, you know what? He can be a bad person and still make great music. Like, those don't have to be mutually exclusive. Like, there are bad people that make great music. Drake. Ansel Elgort.
His music is not good. Fucking
that's
for
a
real.
stretch, honey.
I'm surprised. There's two that I'm thinking of that you have not even. That's crazy.
I don't think Chris Brown makes good music.
You're kidding.
I think old
Oh,
old CB, yes. Old CB, yes.
Nobody's listening to new CB because he's a bad person. So I don't
Yeah.
know what he's doing
Also
now.
because the music's not good.
I don't know that.
I do.
I'm just saying. I know he had some bangers.
He's a horrible person, but I can embrace. That's why I said there's a spectrum here. Like there's, it's iffy. It's a little. It's a gray.
so abusing women is your,
your
line
line.
over here.
I say
And
even
then-
before that. Even before that. Like there's things that you could do before you get to that stage where I'm
So
like,
like
no.
Kanye West, like what was the line for him? So
Okay.
while you're thinking, the
He-
thing with Kanye West that's crazy is I think that man will always be famous, unfortunately.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Because I was at the movies and a trailer came on and it was Stronger, but like
Yeah.
a cover version. But it's like he's getting like somebody had to
Something,
pay
yeah.
him for that. So
Yeah.
it's like he will always be
Yeah.
in our walls no matter what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's weird to think about. 'Cause
I
not
mean-
every artist like Chris Brown has low key fallen off.
He
but-
is a musical savant,
which is just crazy. Like,
which is insane
'cause-
because he's such a like
yeah, and people are still paying for the music.
problematic, crazy
Yeah.
person.
But anyway,
yes.
so what was your line with him? Because you didn't mention him just now.
I
so
don't.
I'm thinking-
I wouldn't. So
We're trying to get the Morgan Wallen line.
So what
So
I'm-
we're
I'm
just
trying-
trying
yeah,
to. We're
listen.
just trying to.
What
get,
I- what
you
I'm trying to
currently
say-
just said Morgan Wallen and Chris Brown, so I'm
there's,
trying to
there's
find
different aspects. Okay,
It's like
because
the 9 levels of hell. Like
yes, you have
Chris
to think
Brown's
about
at the bottom.
You
but
have
Morgan
to
Wallen's
think about
like level 1.
how bad was the thing that they did. So that's one thing, and then the other thing you think about is like
how good is the music?
how good is the music? How bad is the thing that they did? And then what's
Okay.
separating that is like
So it's like one of those like
Yeah.
cross
yes,
Uh-huh.
and then
charts
what you
that
have,
to see.
and then what you have is like when did the music come out and when did they do that thing? So if the cross section,
You're doing a lot of mental jumps, Missy.
You've been doing math this week.
if the pinpoint is that they did the shitty thing after they made that awesome album, I'll listen to the album. They did a shitty thing after. Listen, they did the shitty thing after they made the album. I'll feel bad about listening to it. I have morals. I'll feel bad about it. I won't play it all the time.
You're still gonna listen.
I'll still listen.
Just not all the time.
If they were bad to begin with and they've just making bangers after bangers after bangers,
all's well that ends well.
like if it's just been such
like,
a
I'm
long
listening.
time, it's just been such a long time, then I'm like, no, this is who they really are, you know? And if they just did such a horrendous thing, then I just, yeah. I mean, there is this singer, Johnny Craig. I don't know if you guys know him, but he was like in the scene. He's been in like 5 or 6 different bands. He's been kicked out of every band because he's a shitty person. He's an alcoholic. He abuses drugs. He steals from people. There is a time, first of all, he has the voice of an angel. It is very unfortunate that he was blessed with the voice of an angel because he is such a shitty person. Like, he is a dirt bag. Like, he is trash. There was a time when he was selling MacBooks to his fans and was scamming them. He would never send the MacBook. So these fans are like, I'm talking to Johnny Craig, like, oh my gosh, he's getting a MacBook. Yeah, I'm getting a MacBook, $600, $700. He would never send it. He did this over and over and over again. And now it's like a MacBook gate conspiracy. This was years ago. And the joke is always like, hey, Johnny, where's my MacBook? Whatever. He's like, horrible guy. Every single fucking album this man has put out, I have repented listening to it because I feel so bad about it.
It's amazing the amount of problematic artists you're listening to.
It really is.
We're going on a ride tonight.
I'm just saying, okay, I'll come back to the original point. 2 things can be true at the same time. That's my unpopular opinion. They don't have to negate each other. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. They can exist in the same world. And that's where I stand. All I'm saying is if it comes out next week that Beyonce had anything to do with a Diddy party, are y'all going to stop listening to her?
Knock on wood. Probably.
There's no way anything comes out about her, though.
Yeah.
She's got too much power, even if she was involved.
Like, if it came out that she was in a DUI, are you going to stop listening to her?
These are very different. You just did the graph, and
what I'm saying
DUI is terrible, but like compared to some of the other things out here.
Did like the DUI like injure somebody, or was she just...
Was it a Justin Timberlake situation?
She
You know what I mean?
hit a bunch of trick-or-treaters.
Okay, come on.
Oh.
6-year-olds.
Yes, I would probably stop.
You telling me you would never listen to any Beyonce album again if she was convicted of a crime?
If she hit a bunch of trick-or-treaters and became a attempted murderer?
If you think
Girly pop.
I'm not going to listen to another Beyonce Giselle Knowles song in my life.
Pop.
You have got to be out of your mind. You got to be. You got to be. You're telling me if someone in EXO, it came out.
Girly pop. There's one member of EXO who's
example.
not.
Yeah. They'll kick them out of the group, and EXO will
who was
continue.
kicked out of the group. There are 3 members. Well, no, there are 2 members of EXO. No, 3 members of EXO who have been kicked out of the group. They were 12, and then they were 9.
Do you listen to those songs?
One of them is literally in jail. Do I listen to their old music? No.
Huh.
So
We'll see. On the Spotify Wrapped.
I'm just saying, like, EXO is going to be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
So.
I just keep thinking, I'm like, I feel like for some of these artists, it's like Beyonce, nothing would ever come out about Beyonce. And
I never thought Johnny would scam fans.
Okay. I don't even know that man. I'll be honest.
I Googled him and I said, I don't know this white man.
Yeah,
Like, what are we talking about?
He's not famous enough to not scam me.
I looked at the groups that he's in. I said, I don't know these groups.
I'm thinking like Hozier. Like, I don't know that man, but I know that man. You know what I mean?
But
it's
if it came out that Hozier
the thing is like, I know that man enough to know like nothing's happened. Like versus some of these other artists. Like,
But what if
Ansel Elgort, you know Ansel Elgort, and you know that he's bad.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? It's like,
So I'm not bumping it every day. I think that's the thing here.
that's
Is like
fine.
Well, I guess we'll see on your Spotify Wrapped who you're bumping every day.
The frequency changes depending on the crime. Horrible crime, low frequency. Okay. Kind of like an crime,
Oh my god.
middle frequency. But if it's like a crime, not even a crime, if it's just like looked down upon,
Kanye West comes on every 6 months. You just let that one play. But if he comes on twice in 6 months, they're skipping it the second time
Yeah.
because his crimes.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Like I won't give him the place.
Heck.
So I thought this was an unpopular opinions episode. So I
yeah.
It is.
It is.
Isn't it was? But it's just very interesting to hear your unpopular opinions.
I know, cause we've talked about
I
Morgan
thought-
before. I love diving into like the thought
Yeah.
process. You know what I mean?
I would never say this, but one of the songs just popped up yesterday. I forgot all about it. I'm like, well, shit.
That seems
Sign
to be a
me up.
common.
Yeah.
That happened last year.
Yeah.
It did.
It's been happening throughout the whole
every
year.
time. I forget every time because I don't seek him out. He pops up in
He
my
doesn't
shuffle.
pop up on my country mixes.
Yeah.
He's in my shuffle because it's
I
in
know.
liked songs.
I know. Exactly. That's why he's showing up on country mixes. For
I
you.
just thought this was a safe space.
It is.
It is.
This is the close friends list podcast.
We're just
so
trying to
it's
understand
like,
you better.
as am I.
Yeah.
And that's why I made that matrix in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to see that out. You know
What?
what I
Absolutely,
mean?
same.
I'm gonna need.
I'll do some
put it
plot
out.
points of
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
certain people lie.
Yeah. I would really love that.
Yeah,
I'd
Yeah.
love to know.
I'll have to go through all of my problematic artists and pinpoint where they are on the
The Ansel
spectrum.
Elgort
Yeah.
one was a crazy drop.
That was wild. That was wild. I wasn't. I was.
Logart, I said,
I just.
What?
I listened to because Supernova came on in shuffle. I'm like, oh, can't play that one. You know, I was like,
So
"Ooh,
interesting.
skip.
so funny.
Yeah, that's all. That I don't know. That was just off the top of my head.
I loved it.
Anyway, let's get into our loves and icks, ladies.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do
Let's
that.
transition over there. Okay, my loves for this week. So number one, I've been like commenting on like a lot of hockey posts lately, like
I see
trying,
them.
like trying to be like, and they're starting to get likes. So like,
Ooh.
okay,
Ooh.
all right, this is
Love.
So now I'm trying to think of like what can I say like on this on this comment that's going to like really get the people going. So I just love that like I'm getting notifications for some of my comments, so that's a good time. My other love for this week is that it has been like 80 degrees this week. I got to wear shorts today, which was insane. I got to go outside and sit in the sun like a little cat, like just get some vitamin D. Like it was a good time. So I'm glad I don't have to use my heat this week. I'm staying warm. That's only up from here for me. My ick for this week, honestly, I'm going to have to say myself. I've been watching a lot of ADHD videos because I have ADHD.
I saw you repost one.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have ADHD, and I've just come to realize that I have executive dysfunction, and I hate it. It's like when you have to do something, and like you physically are just like, I cannot do this. Like it doesn't matter what it is. Like I think there's been a pair of pants from Phoenix and like a monster truck on my floor for like a week, like literally in the middle of the floor, and I'm like, yeah,
I can't be bothered.
that's like I cannot be bothered, and like I know I need to do something, but like I physically cannot. Like I know I need to get up at 7 to leave by 7:30 to get to daycare by 8. Why am I getting up at 8 o'clock? Like I understand that. Like I know I have photos to edit, podcasts to edit, like all of these things. I know, like that's the thing is like I know it, and like I physically cannot do it. And it's so frustrating because now that I like have an answer, I just thought I was just like,
well, and your list is just getting longer.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Yeah.
sadly, at this point, it's
because
it's not
now
just the pants anymore. It's the pants and
Yeah.
the editing.
exactly. And then I'm like, oh fuck, I'm overwhelmed. I have too much shit to do. If I would just do it when I was supposed to do it, then it's done. But I'm like, like my brain is just like, nah. Like, and every day I have the intention, like, I'm gonna do this, 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 and that. And then I just thought I was just like incompetent. I'm like, am I just like getting stupider? Like, I don't know what's going on like with my brain.
Yeah.
So like seeing that there's like a reason for this, like, first of all, it doesn't help because now it's like, you would think I'd be like, oh great, I have an answer. I can,
but there's not like any tactics they're
that's what I'm
giving you
saying.
probably.
Yeah, it's
you know,
just
it's
like,
now
it's-
you just know that.
no, I just know it.
Yeah.
I still have the problem. And I'm like, and especially because it's with yourself, you're like,
Yeah.
just do it. Like, just like, I'm looking at
Yeah.
myself in the mirror, like, do it. Like, whatever that means.
I literally have to like physically yell at myself
Yes.
sometimes and be like, get up, you stupid bitch.
Yes.
Like, go take a shower, go
Literally.
wash your hair. Like, come on.
Literally.
I get
And then
it.
it's like things that literally don't matter. I'll do in a heartbeat. Like, why was I at Party City at 10 o'clock last night buying wigs? Like, I didn't,
No one has an answer for that.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
can't answer.
Like,
yeah.
why am I doing those things? Anyway, this is getting longer than I anticipated, but executive dysfunction.
My loves, again, just spending time with friends at a water park. It was so fun. We did lots of TikToks. We bought matching sweatshirts. We got matching ears for free. So shout out Great Wolf Lodge. So yeah, that was just a fun time. My second love, when I went to go watch the Dodgers game at this bar, I ordered 2 drinks off happy hour, and the bartender was like, "You have 10 minutes." I was like, "Okay." So I got 2 drinks, and he just gave it to me over time, and I was like, "Slay." But then I was like finishing the second drink. He was like, "Do you want free wine?" I said, "You know I do." And he did that. And he kept just like refilling my wine glass. He said, "Thank you." Now to my ex.
Ooh.
I love Great Wolf Lodge. It has reminded me why I will not be having children.
I love that.
Why are kids just touching random things, random people? Why are they just yelling, fighting you? There's nowhere to go. They're eating through your tube, hitting your butt, trying to go under you, then like getting trapped. It's a lot. So like, I understand it's a family place, but Great Wolf Lodge, you need to have an adult only section that has like a jacuzzi, another lazy river, and a bar that like is in the water. So
Just a
that's
little
that.
addition.
Yeah. makes sense
exactly.
to me.
And
I think
then
so, too.
my second ick, I am currently beefing with my father. When am I not? But like this time, so my dad is a lifelong Yankees fan. And I've been loving the Dodgers like recently. So the World Series again was Yankees versus Dodgers. And the Dodgers were up 3 games to Yankees had 0. And then the 4th game, the Yankees won. So they were like, we still have a fighting chance. And I was like, no, the Dodgers are literally just better than you. So game 5 happens. The Dodgers win. I text in our family group chat. I said, "Rip the Yankees, let's go Dodgers." And I sent a picture of me and my roommate in like LA hats. And like my dad already knew that I liked the Dodgers. So like that was that. He texts, "Wow, so mean. Your dad's team for 64 years. Guess I did not raise you right." I said, "I have my own opinions. Independent woman right here." He said, "Not about opinions or individual choices, just about humility and winning. I feel bad about how we played, and my hat goes off to the Dodgers. They deserve to be champions." I ignored that because my sister was like, "You could keep going, but he's just going to keep talking."
Yapping.
Anyway, RGB post up.
His sports teams have been going through it this year.
Yikes.
I know. At least like the Yankees made it to
Yeah.
the World Series.
That's so true.
The Saints aren't going nowhere.
Literally, fire Dennis Allen, please. Please, God, fire that man.
But
That's
anyway, that's me.
Love. Well, I'll start with my loves because I only have one. and it is I'm sure you guys saw the Timothy Chalamet lookalike contest.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was eating it
Oh,
up.
I love that.
Every
Yeah.
single
That was
video,
amazing.
every single photo. I was watching
Timothy
it all.
coming. I was like,
Yes.
yeah, love.
Yeah, the whole
The
thing.
arrest.
Yes.
Yeah.
The actual winner who looks nothing like
No,
Timothy Chalamet.
thank you. What
Yeah.
the hell was
Just
that?
vibes.
Just vibes for sure. I was living for the whole situation. Like, I was eating it up. So I love that. One of my icks this week. Okay. Something that is done for me is the Harley Quinn costumes.
Oh.
I've been living this for like 15 years. Can we move on? You know what I mean? Like,
Honestly, yeah.
it's the way it's turning into like a cat situation where like
Yeah.
people are like, stop being a little cat. It's like I'm over Harley
Yeah.
Quinn.
Yeah.
Like, we're done with
Yeah.
it.
And I feel like most of the Harley Quinn costumes I see now are like giving Walmart, giving low
Always.
budget, giving
Well, yeah,
not.
always.
There was a period of time
Yeah.
where it was like, all right, we're doing something different. Your
Yeah,
makeup
they were
looks
looking
fire.
good. I was like, okay.
But now it's like we're just devolving.
Off-brand.
Like I'm tired of it. It's banned.
Yeah.
It's always the same couples too. Like you can tell when
Yes.
someone's like a Harley Quinn
Yeah.
liker.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then my other ick is that, okay, I have ruined my For You page on TikTok because so last week we talked about those people who pretend to be book characters.
Okay. You ruined my For You
I
page
have
as well.
been literally hate watching every single video. Like, I am cringing at every single video, but I can't stop watching
Yeah.
them. And it's like, I mean, these people are so committed. They're like, it's 8 a.m. and I'm already dressed as Resand. I'm like, for what? Like,
Get a
and they're
life.
like
Yeah.
running around Canada with like bat wings
Yeah.
attached to them. It's like, are you not a little
Yeah.
embarrassed? Like, it's.
After you sent me a couple of those, my For You page was just.
And I can't stop watching it.
I was like, please stop.
And it's not just them; it's POVs have made it back on my For You page.
Yeah.
I'm cringe watching. I'm literally cringe watching all of this. People who are doing karaoke on lives. I'm watching. I can't. I'm like literally in a hell.
Sometimes with the lives, I like just sit in a live and I'm like, I don't even know what you're doing, but I'm locked in.
I'm in hell, and masks have made it back on my For You page. Like guys in masks that are just like, I don't Call of Duty. I like the things on my page right now are like
Crazy.
I'm cringing at every single video and I cannot stop. I'm living for it. It's like making me feel something. Cringe.
Yeah.
But it's ruined
I'm getting
everything.
secondhand.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But yeah, I can't stop. Out of the list, I think my favorite of those, it's a tie between the people dressed up and the karaoke lives.
Yeah.
Because the thing, they're similar, right? It's like
Yeah.
you have to have a certain level
Yeah.
of something to be able to do both of those
Yeah.
things. I could never in my life imagine going live and singing for
Yeah.
people.
Yes,
Like,
they're missing
Especially
that.
the ones who are like, I'm going to stop singing when 200 people join
Yeah.
and you know you only are getting 5.
yeah.
It's wild.
And they're making money, so I love that for them. You know, like they're getting
Yes.
gifts from these people, and it's like that's amazing
Yeah.
for you. But like they're off key. They're
It's
like
bad.
Yeah.
it's
What are
rough.
they missing to where they don't have that gene, where they
The
just
shame.
don't have any shame?
the shame gene.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, and that I would say that's the same with like the other guys that are dressed up. It's like you're
you-
making money, and I love that for you, but like at what cost?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like how do you sleep at night? You're not just like
Literally.
rethinking everything you did.
And it's like everything. They have like the fake tattoos, but the thing is like
You gotta put that
after
on.
after a certain number of videos though, like they're doing like temporary ones, so it starts to rub off, and you can see it rubbing off in the videos. Because I've been watching them all, so I'm looking and I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to know, like, are you drawing this on every day, or like what's the vibe? And it's like a temp
Yeah.
situation where
Yeah.
it's like they definitely put it on with like
And the
water
thing with
and-
like making videos like that, you batch make videos.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you do a video one day. Like you're doing like 15 videos
Yeah.
in a row.
You're there for 6 hours, like
you're-
making content.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a whole production. So that's just even more
I mean,
embarrassing.
There was a 10-minute like day in the life video that he made. I'm
Bro.
like,
Bro.
I mean, I'm living for it.
I love
10
that
minutes.
But
actually.
not because I'm actually interested, but because
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
making
no.
me feel
It's just
like
fascinating to like
Yeah.
watch people like do crazy things or like
Yeah.
be like so random and you're just like, oh, I'm tuned in.
yeah, exactly. So my free page is ruined for the foreseeable future because I can't.
At least
I
you're having
literally-
fun, it seems.
Yeah, you know, I kind of am.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm seeing things that I want to see, but not because they're
Yeah.
they're entertaining, but in a bad way. So it's like
Yeah.
a bad movie almost,
Yeah.
where you're like, I'm just watching this because
Just
it's a
want to
train
see
wreck.
how it ends, you know?
Yeah.
Just what's
Yeah.
going to happen.
What's gonna come next?
Yeah.
Where are you going next?
There we go.
Where am I gonna see you in public next?
What's coming and where are you going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oof.
it's been a
Wow,
rough
what a
one this
ep.
episode.
Yeah, what an episode.
But it was funny.
I
Yeah.
think it's funny how we're like, what are we going to talk about this week? I don't know. I'll do this. And then it ends up being the most controversial.
Yeah.
You're so brave.
Thank
for
you.
your opinion.
You're so brave.
You know,
we might
I'm
cut my dad
speaking
beef
my
out. Like,
truth.
who knows?
Mine were just grievances. Adia actually came with unpopular opinions. I'm sorry I didn't prep well enough, but
You know, I just
okay.
I harbor these things. And
Yeah.
I love it.
I didn't even get to 2 that I like had on my list, but I'm like, I'll just save those. It's
Yeah.
fine.
there we go. There
Yeah.
will be another episode. So
So
Absolutely.
true.
Well, thank you everyone so much for listening, for tuning in. If you have some unpopular opinions, comment them down below, or DM us. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us wherever you listen to podcasts and on social media, Close Friends List Pod. Bye.
bye.